Good morning, class. In my previous class, we had started the chapter Textile Fabrics, in which I had explained to you man-made and natural fibers that are used in our daily life. Now today we move on to the second part of this topic, that is fabric finish. That is, once the cloth has been made into yarn, that is cloth, then after weaving, after the process of weaving has been completed, it is not fit to be used. It has to undergo certain processes before it can be properly packed and sent to the market for sale. So let us have a quick look at the different way the fabric is finished. We begin with basic finish. So before I begin with basic finish, let me come to the term finish. What is meant by the term finish? Finish can be defined as a treatment that is given to the fiber yarn or fabric to change its appearance. Because when it is made, it is not absolutely clean, because many chemical agents are used during the process of making the fabric. So for this reason, a process of basic finish has to be done. That is a treatment to the fabric or yarn so that it can be used and so that it can have a good appearance before it is used. So the basic finish, cleaning. So the fabric is generally greyish, that is dirty, because it has natural wax, natural nitrogenous substances, processing oils, starch compounds, etc. So it has to be cleaned first. And for cleaning, it has to be scrubbed, which we call as scouring, and also some process of boiling is undertaken. The cleaning can be brought about by the following steps. That is pre-wash. The fabric will use detergents which ensures the removal of the desizing chemicals, we remove the chemicals which have been added to the yarn during the process of pre-wash. Followed by that, waxes and foreign matters have to be removed by using caustic soda so that it becomes clean, and the cleaning treatment is repeated a number of times. Finally, it is thoroughly washed so that all the wax, dirt and the remaining chemicals can be removed. Then followed by that, the second process takes place, which is bleaching. Bleaching, sometimes natural bleaching, that is sun bleaching, is done. It is a good practice to sun dry white clothes after washing. Not only do the clothes dry faster, but the grass contains a lot of chlorophyll, and the bleaching action of the chlorophyll on the fabric will make the clothes much whiter. Then certain bleaches are used, like reducing bleaches, and because the fabric gets back to its natural color on exposure to air. Then hydrogen peroxide is also used, which is an oxidizing bleach which applied to fabrics in different concentrations. A teaspoon of concentrated ammonia can also be added to each gallon of the hydrogen peroxide solution to make it a stronger bleach. And excess bleach should not be added, as it has a damaging effect on the cloth. A little gluing treatment can be given to have a long-lasting whiteness. Fabrics can also be bleached by using potassium permanganate, which will dissolve all the yellowish part or the yellowish stain on the fabrics. Then mildew stains caused by fungus, especially in the monsoons. So clothes can be dipped in potassium permanganate solution. Many times bleaching powder is also used on fabrics, as it is an oxidative bleach. And at home, generally people use whiteners on white clothes, which are marketed in the market, so that they will remove the yellowish tinge of the white clothes that we wear. Followed by this, we move on to the third step, that is stiffening. It is a finish given to the fabrics so that it has a clean and neat look and also adds luster or shine. And we find that the fabric will not get soiled easily if it is stiffened. So what is used? Resins, starches, other plastic materials are used to stiffen the fabric. Silk is generally sold by weight. Lightweight silk is given this treatment to provide desired weight, stiffness and body. Then loading the fabric with resin or starch gives it shine, luster and smoothness. And this also increases the appeal of the consumer. When a fabric is starched, a very neat appearance appears. So that gives a very good effect on the customer who's come to buy the material. Then we move on to the last step, tempering. After bleaching and dye often cause any fabric to become shortened in length. When the fabric becomes shortened in length, it has to be brought back to its original width and length. And this process is called as tempering. The cloth in slightly wet state is passed through a tempering machine and is held on with firmly fixed clips, and it moves in a chain in the machine, and then we find that the cloth is passed through a drying chamber and it retains its normal width. So these are the 4 steps: cleaning, bleaching, stiffening and tempering, which is done to every fabric which is made in the textile mills. Followed by that, we now come to the special finishes. So special finishes are given to the fabrics also after the basic finish has been completed. First one is mercerizing, which is a treatment given to cotton clothes or cotton blended, that is mixed, cotton if mixed with any other fiber, we call it cotton blended fabric. So mercerized cotton, we must have heard is available in the market. So it is a treatment which we generally give to cotton fabric or to any fabric which has been combined with cotton or mixed with cotton, that's a blend. So cotton is treated with alkali to increase its luster or shine and affinity for dyes. So first the cloth is made wet, then it's saturated under tension with caustic solution, and then it is left for a specific period of time. After that, it is treated with acid to neutralize the alkali and thoroughly rinsed. This is in simple way I can explain to you the process of mercerizing. So once again, what is done? The cotton fabric is made wet, then it is saturated in a solution of caustic solution, caustic soda, and then afterwards it is neutralized. That is, an acid is added so that we neutralizes the alkali which is present in the solution, and then thoroughly washed. Followed by that, there is another thing which is done, special finish, sanforizing or shrinkage control. What we find is that those fibers which are being got from plant source generally contain a lot of cellulose. The fabrics which we get from plant source like cotton, etc., contain jute, cotton, flax. They contain a lot of cellulose fibers and have a tendency to shrink when washed. So for this reason, it is beaten between two rollers, which we call as calendered. The fabric is made wet and then it is beaten between two rollers, which is called calendered, to smoothen the fabric, and increases the length of the fabric. Excessively stretched due to calendering, fabric due to calendering may shrink. So modern way, we are trying a comprehensive shrinkage method, and this comprehensive shrinkage method is called as Sanforizing. So, and once it is stamped on the fabric that it is sanforized, means it will not shrink when washed. The third special finish that is given to many fabrics is waterproofing. It means that the fabric does not allow water to remain on its surface. And this is done by using coal tar products, which is used to coat the fabric and make it waterproof. Such a fabric will not allow even air to enter, so it will be very warm, and hence it is not suitable for wearing much because it has a coating of rubber, oxidized oil or varnish to make it waterproof. This made for fabric heavy and was suitable for covering automobiles or heavy raincoats. Then we followed by this, we move on to the next special finish, dyeing. Consumers usually are busy in selecting colored clothes or colored fabrics. So proper care of the dyed fabrics has to be taken so that it doesn't get discolored and fade. Many times vegetable dyes are used which is made from leaves of plants, red dye from plant roots, then royal purple is got from the shellfish, which are animal dyes. The natural dyes are not very fast and do not last for a long time. They are effective only for a short period of time, but today the fabrics are generally made out of modern dye fixers that makes the dye insoluble on the fabric, and the animal and vegetable dyes used, it is much better or more effective than the animal or vegetable dyes which we use. So dyes, as we can see, is a compound which is either natural, got from vegetable or animal dyes, or man-made dyes are acid, basic dyes which we get, which is made by man, and they are permanent. They do not fade after washing, and they will not be affected even by direct sunlight. Then we move on to the last type of special finish which is given to many fabrics, that is printing. Printing is an application of designs on the fabric. The printing fabric can be made in many ways. Hand paint printing is done by using block prints, batik. Machine printing is done by using roller printing, resist printing, screen printing, and in many ways it can be accomplished. Block printing is one of the oldest and simple methods of applying design to the fabric. Printing of design was quite similar to what people used to do in olden days on their bodies, like mehndi, etc. But today, of course, we find that original blocks were made from ladies' finger leaves and design carved on potatoes. But nowadays what we find is that these were short-lived. So wooden blocks have been made with intricate designs. Then this way, this was the earlier methods. But today we use modern machines to do the machine printing, like roller printing, then what we call as the pigment printing, screen printing, etc. So with this, in brief, we finished the chapter Fabric Finish. That's all for today.